Hey guys, Deathbyphiw here. Welcome back to my channel. This is not just going to be a patch notes review video. I know this is the day after the patch was released. This is going to be a full in-depth analysis of what I think is happening, as well as reviewing the patch and what the heck it means for all of us, and how it went in comp yesterday on one of my accounts. But yeah, it's not just a patch notes review video. I'm going to tell you what I think is going to happen, and I don't know, 5v5? I think it's gone. So stick around. So I'm just going to skip on down to the parts where they're buffing the heroes, because this is insane what they're doing with tanks, in my personal opinion. I mean, I think most content creators agree, even people who are in support of tank buffs. This is absolutely insane. So they're buffing armor. So now they're buffing that from 5 to 10 per projectile for armor flat reduction. Obviously, there's still a cap of 50% or 10 per projectile. They didn't mention the 50% here, but if it's you know, there's that 50% damage reduction cap still out there. Then the tank roll passive, which is fine in my opinion. You know what they're doing here: ultimate generation reduction increase from 30 to 40, and knockback reduction resistance reduced from 50 to 40. Whatever, that's okay. But let's get into the bad stuff here, right? So D.Va, who's already a really strong tank, is getting buffs. And I said all tanks are getting buffs, and we'll get to all that. But her defense matrix increased 3 to 3.5 seconds, and her damage 4 to 5.5 for micro missiles. This is an insane change. Like, she could just dive the backline, eat up all that damage for 3.5 seconds, and then delete people. Absolutely bonkers. Who's already a really good tank. Obviously, she has hard counters like Zarya, and she gets countered pretty well from Winston, but still, that's crazy. Doomfist, another person who received a lot of buffs or little micro buffs, is getting more buffs. So his overhealth gain per target increased from 35 to 40, and delay before overhealth begins to drain increased from 1 to 3 seconds. This makes his survivability a lot longer. I watched some streams yesterday, and I played yesterday as well, and I've seen Doomfist like literally survive team fights and jump out with no issues. It was crazy. Junker Queen, you know, I don't really think she's that strong compared to the other tanks, but this is still huge buffs for her. Her overhealth was increased from 150 to 175, and her wound damage self-healing multiplier increased from 2 to 2.5 times. And I'm gonna get to why I think this is not that good, because look at the Maga buffs. This is like, I honestly don't know what they're doing, right? Knockback damage increased from 25 to 30. Stomp damage increased from 60 to 75. Duration of cardiac overdrive was reduced from 5 to 3 seconds, but his lifesteal was increased from 60 to 100%. And I'm gonna shout out one of my buddies, Dylan Dubs, who streams on TikTok and Twitch every day. He also has a YouTube, so you should definitely check him out. I'm gonna show a quick clip that he posted here on all his social media. You should totally check him out. But you could see Maga's health pool go from like almost 0 to basically full HP in like a second or two. It's insane.
$20 health, and in 2 seconds, cardiac overdrive, 700 health. Bro, this shit is stupid.
Maga's damage reduction increased from 30 to 40%, and now allies only receive half of the lifesteal damage reduction effect now. This is crazy. Maga is like a pure raid boss. I honestly think this is Overwatch's last hurrah on the 5v5 hill. They're trying to make us all hate 5v5. I was kind of okay with it, but now they've been like, really, this power creep has been insane. And I think this is their precursor to mentioning that they're going to try a 6v6 mode, because Aaron Killer did mention that. He did mention that in the developer update, or in a Twitter post, that he is going to talk about 6v6 and give us an update on that. And I think that's it. Like, it's crazy. Orisa gets a little bit of a micro buff here. Fortified duration increase from 3.5 to 4. You know, it's whatever. I don't think she's going to be as good. She's still going to be good, but she's just not going to be like a Maga or Ramacha, because Ramacha's armor is become insane here. Nemesis form, bonus armor increase from 225 to 300. 75 armor increase is crazy. Pommel damage increase from 60 to 65. Another more damage. Now, I'm going to talk about some changes that I'm okay with because I think like they should be good. Reinhardt, I'm fine with Reinhardt getting buffs. I don't think this is too crazy. I mean, I don't think they should increase his barrier health, but they made him tankier, and barrier and regeneration rate increase from 140 160 health per second. I'm okay with that. And his wall impact damage increase from 275 to 300. I think this is what his old charge damage used to be before he got a nerf there. This is like nothing too crazy for Ryan. I don't think they should be buffing barriers, but you know, when Ryan's better, I think the game is better. If this was just updating some of these heroes, like these small little micro buffs, I would have been okay with it. But I don't know what they're doing. I really don't know. Roadhog, once again, I don't think Hog and Maga should be good, in my opinion. And he's getting some updates to his pig pen. And you could read through it here, but like they're little kind of a little bit more than micro buffs, but it makes them a bit better. And I think that's also bad. Sigma changes are fine, in my opinion. All they did was it increased the damage to his rock. And the only way you get one shot by Sigma is if you're up close, right? If you're further away and you get hit with a rock, you have a chance to survive. So in this case, he can get his one shot capability back. I don't think it's terrible. I think it's okay. But Sigma didn't really get any other changes because he has a lot of survivability to begin with, and he's already a pretty good tank. Winston updates on his Tesla cannon, I'm okay with, but his primal rage maximum health gained increased from 500 to 700. This is bonkers. Like, he's going to be unkillable in his ult, and I've seen this in comp yesterday. I was playing in Masters games on my alt account because unfortunately my main for the first time ever got banned. I don't know why. I opened up a ticket, but level 5 endorsement since 2016 playing the game. Had to make a new account, and I'm ready playing in Masters games, but it's fine. I made a new account yesterday. I was 9-1, yeah, I saw what Winston does in primal range, and it's just crazy. He just doesn't die. This is also crazy because Wrecking Ball was already really good, and now he's even better. So his reload time was reduced, but then his adaptive shields, allied overhealth transfer ratio increased by 50% up to 50 overhealth per target to grant allies up to 75 HP. So they're going back to that original buff that they had. So they're reverting a nerf to bring it back, and they're making his reload faster. So he's gonna be able to kill targets quicker and be able to also give more HP over to allies. So he's already unkillable, makes him even stronger. This is Zarya season 1. Literally season 1 Zarya, where she was broken. And she is really strong right now too. And her health increased 200 to 225 for particle barrier. So now she can get, I think right now, before this change, she could only get up to 80 charge, and I think she gets 90 charge now because of this barrier increase. So she gets almost full charge off of 2 bubbles. That is crazy. And the duration is increased from 2 to 2.5 seconds, and the projected barrier health increase as well when you give it to somebody else to bubble. That's crazy. But if you think that's all, they're nerfing the DPS passive, right? So now only Haas is effective against tank heroes only. 10% healing reduction. Wow. What the heck are you doing? This is crazy. Tanks now, they get a reduction in critical damage when getting shot in the head by 25%. They have knockback resistance, and they have now 10% healing reduction from the DPS passive, plus all these buffs that I just mentioned. It is crazy. And if you think that's the worst, Ashe is picked in every single game now that I play, like almost every single game, because she has a raid boss for her ultimate. Bob gets the tank roll passive ability. You can't crit Bob in the head. Well, you can, but it's 25% reduction. He gets knockback resistance, so when Bob comes in, you can't boop him away as much as you used to. It is crazy. So he gets all the tank role passives, and Ashe has been like, I think Ashe is S tier right now and is a hard meta. I've seen her in almost every single high elo game I played. Ashe, 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 Ashe. It is crazy. Bob becomes nearly unkillable, and the game is so unfun from a DPS perspective, because like you got to pick Ashe or you're going to lose the game because her ult is so strong. These are some minor nerfs. This is fine. Cassidy needed a little bit of a tinkering with, so they reduced his range. Pharah again needed some nerfs as well, so they reduced her ability to like do a combo to kill somebody. So her explosive damage for her concussive blast was reduced from 30 to 80, but they kind of like counteracted that with her knockback, and knockback increase being from 6 to 8 meters and 11% knockback. So give her a little buff to her nerf, and this is okay. I still think Pharah's gonna kind of be good, but you know, she's not gonna be as good. But if you think that's it, and you think that, okay, who can help me deal with tanks? They constantly tweak my main on support, Ana. They're reducing her sleep dart time from 3.5 to 3 seconds. Again, they nerf Ana. They've nerfed her nade, they've nerfed her sleep dart into the ground, but I will say, Ana, I think, is good right now, even though she got this nerf, because that anti is so important to take care of these raid bosses. However, she has no survivability besides hitting her skill shot with sleep dart. I don't know why they keep doing this to the high skill ceiling heroes like Ana, but they keep nerfing her. But I did play a lot of Ana yesterday. I had 100% win rate on her, I believe. I played her like 4 or 5 games in high elo. And she's really good with her anti-nade. So like, you got to focus on keeping your tanks alive, or keeping your tank alive now, and like just kind of every now and then heal your DPS, because the DPS can't do crap, can't do jack against tanks whatsoever. And if you thought, you know, Illari's kind of good right now, right? Especially in high elo. I know I rated her a B tier, but I do a general overview for my tier list, not just for a high elo perspective. In high elo, she's hard S tier, and I think she still is. Well, we're gonna nerf her, right? Nope. Only thing is, allies no longer see the destroyed UI when healing pylon breaks. Makes no sense to me. And Zenyatta gets an ultimate cost buff, so it's now decreased by 10%, which I think is good for Zen, because Zen is going to be key here to get that Discord orb on these raid boss tanks and kill them, and also get his trank to keep the team alive. It was crazy playing comp yesterday. Yes, I went 9-1, but it was a brand new account that I played, and it was wild playing support yesterday. I felt like I was constantly trying to keep the tank alive. That's it, like pumping heals into the tank. It felt like it was Maga release all over again. Back when Maga got released and it was pay to win, and all your job on Ana and Kiriko was pump heals into Maga. It's the same thing now, but for all tanks. Every single tank needs you to pump heals into them. It is wild. It is crazy. So yeah, I mean, I just think it's nuts. I don't know what they're doing here. I honestly think that they're trying to get us to hate 5v5 and get whoever else is defending 5v5. I guess the newer players who never played Overwatch 1 to hate 5v5 and get off that hill and say, hey, we're going back to 6v6, or hey, we're introducing a new game mode for this weekend or this week in arcade. Overwatch Classic 6v6. Maybe they do open queue, or they go and do role queue Overwatch, and everybody plays it. They get some data from that, and they go, look, we're going to be introducing a 6v6 mode. I honest to God think that's what they're going to do. This, I think, is Blizzard's last hurrah, Blizzard's last attempt at 5v5. I think 6v6 is coming back. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Anyways, if you like this video, drop a like. If you want to comment, share this with a friend, and most of all, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. It really does mean a lot to me. And as always, happy gaming.